And our first class of senior showmanship is currently entering the ring. We do have 12 exhibitors today in Class 1 senior showmanship. We will have 16 total classes of seniors today, with semifinal classes dividing us up between several of our classes today. Our senior division judge today is Macy Scotton from Corydon, Iowa, where she grew up raising and showing cattle with her family. Macy judged collegiately at Redlands University or Redlands Community College and Oklahoma State University. After completing her master's degree at OSU, Macy returned to Redlands and currently serves as the coordinator of strategic partnerships and assistant livestock judging team coach. Macy continues to raise livestock with her family and husband, and we welcome her here to Grand Island today. Scott, if you could come to the announcer's stand, I could use a little help. Scott, if you were around and could come see me at the announcer's stand.
Say the PA guy.
The PA guy.
Some dad Scott's going to be like, what do I need?
Well, I'm super excited to be here with you today to work through showmanship this morning over on the senior side and then the heifer show later on. And we're starting off and really setting the bar, I think, at a high point. And we've got lots of classes to work through over here on the senior side. And so I'll probably get to sounding a bit like a broken record. But I thought the three showmen behind me were just the most consistent in terms of coming in, making a strong first impression, their ring awareness, awareness was really good, and they were able to get their cattle set up and made sure that I had a good view of them every chance that they could. And so just a little quicker, a little more consistent. That's kind of what I'm looking for out here. I always say the best showmen typically you spend more time looking at their cattle than you do necessarily noticing the actual exhibitors themselves. So super excited to get to work through. I'll try to be somewhat conservative over here on the polls, so that way we make sure they get a good look when they come back. But if you would, let's congratulate our first heat here in senior showmanship. We'll see these three back in a little bit.
And results from our first class of seniors receiving blue ribbons today: Aubrey Kollick from Kimball Banner County, Wyatt Arnold from Adams County, Ainsley Woltman, Box Butte County, Augustus Hipke from Holt County, Jude Ridenauer from Dixon County, and receiving purples and returning on to the first semifinal drive: Allie Bach from Sherman County, Cooper Lindstrom from Holdridge FFA, and Josie Wilson from Lincoln County.
Standing right in front of me with his dark-nosed steer. Certainly one that
Well, another good heat that we have out here again. I thought the two behind me probably the most confident and comfortable out here in terms of getting their cattle set up and then probably just letting them be and letting them be comfortable. I think in terms of feet placement, they were probably the most consistent, and that's something I'd encourage a lot of you guys to just continue to work on. There was maybe a few times our front feet are not quite set, maybe our cattle are a little stretched out, or we need to be just a shot more aware of our spacing between us and the calves in front of us. Make sure that you guys give yourselves plenty of room. But just a couple of little pieces of advice for our showmen out here. Again, you guys are continuing to do a great job. These two behind me will come back in a little bit for our semifinals after we wrap up the fourth class. But again, if you would congratulate all of our showmen that we have out here, another great division or class of seniors.
And results from Class 2 Senior Showmanship. In the blue ribbon group today, Troy Lindquist from Douglas Sarpy County, Dallas Woltman, Box Butte County, Britton Kollick, Kimball Banner County, Kenna McConville from Adams County, Trevin Setlick, Sherman County, and Molly Lambert from Cass County. Receiving purple ribbons and returning back for the first semifinal heat, Claire Ram from Holt County and Gage Wolgamuth from Phelps County.
Well, again, as we keep plugging along over here on the senior side, I thought the two behind me, just the quickest, the most consistent, something I appreciate about their style. They allow their cattle to really walk themselves into getting their feet set, and they don't pick and poke at their feet too much, and that's something that I really appreciate. I think it makes cattle look the best that they possibly can. You guys are doing a good job. A lot of you guys did a good job of getting your cattle set and leaving them. Maybe our feet weren't 100%, maybe our spacing was 100% here and there. So just a couple of little nitpicky things that I thought that separated these two out. But if you would, let's congratulate another great heat of senior showmen. All of you guys out here doing a fantastic job.
And ribbon placings from Class 3 Senior Showmanship. Receiving blue ribbons today, Caden Holland from Pierce County, Gage Rupiper, Douglas Sarpy County, Reagan Babcock from Custer County, Aslan Applegarth from Lancaster County, and Aaron Zmazy from Cass County. Receiving purple ribbons today and returning for the first semifinal drive, Graydon Forbes from Buffalo County, and Shai Rasmussen from Howard County. And currently lined up in the ring on the senior side, this is Class 4 Senior Showmanship. We will be having our first semifinal heat following this class. That would be our purple ribbon winners from classes 1 through 4. We'll return following this class for our first semifinal drive.
Well, our final heat over here in the first division, or first set of senior showmen, before we go into our semifinals, all doing a very good job again. And I thought the ones behind me, especially as they came around and got them set up on the profile, the ring awareness was good. They were really aware of where I was and tried to do the best that they could to give me the best look of their cattle out here. There was a couple of us that were right on the bubble. Young man up front with the black steer, you made a strong first impression. You got in a tough spot over there in the corner. Angle your front end out just a little bit more for me. And there was a couple of us just need to work on a few more feet placement things here and there. Maybe got a little stretched. Maybe didn't get our back feet quite right. So just few little things here and there I thought that separated these three over along the fence line. Once again, you guys all did a very, very good job. I was impressed with several of you, even some that didn't make the pool. So I want to congratulate each of you and thank you for coming out here. If you would, again, ringside, give these kiddos a big round of applause.
And results from Class 4 Senior Showmanship. Receiving blue ribbons today, Landon Linneman from Franklin County, Bladen Rathman, Howard County, Darren J. Dolzer from Greeley County, Alexandria Hualt, Pierce County, and Piper Moorhead from Lancaster County. Receiving purple ribbons, Jaden Schrad, Antelope County, and Lander Forbes from Buffalo County.
Well, our first semifinals over here on the senior cattle side, man, you guys did really, really good. And as we brought in our showmen, I knew the waters were getting really deep out here. And it just kind of becomes splitting hairs between a few of you guys. And half of the battle is having a good partner out here that'll let you highlight your skills. And there was a few of you that maybe have some cattle that are wanting to fight you just a little bit. And I think as we get out here, I get just a little more critical of getting your feet set, feet placement, spacing, just some of those things. I appreciate these three showmen coming out here. They're really natural. They're really smooth. Their transition from the walk, turning around to the profile, walking their cattle into it, not picking at feet, really fits my style that I was kind of raised to show my cattle like. But all of you guys did a really, really good job. Took a tremendous amount of skill set to make it back out here, and it's very evident that you guys are all very, very capable because you made it back here to our semifinals. So if you would, let's congratulate all of our semifinalists. The three over here along the fence will come back for our senior finals in a little bit. Congratulations to all of you guys.
And your top showman in your senior division from Heat 1, returning to your final round, Cooper Lindstrom from Holdridge FFA, Shia Rasmussen from Howard County, and Addison Dalrymple from Custer County.
Well, another good heat of senior showmen over here as we continue on into our second group. Again, very, very competitive. As they all first came in and pulled into the fence, I thought to myself, man, I've got my work cut out for me in this group, because I thought they all made a really good first impression as they came in and they hit the ring. They all seemed to be in control of their cattle, aware of where I was at, and really aware of where they were going. And so they had a game plan coming in as we continue throughout the class. I thought these three surfaced. Again, just the most natural and comfortable transition from the lead to getting their cattle set up. I thought seemed the most comfortable, the quickest, and gave me the best view of their cattle that they could possible. So again, a really, really good group of senior showmen. We'll see these three back here in just a little bit for our semifinals. If you would, once again, let's congratulate our senior showmen out here continuing to do a great job.
And results from your senior showmanship, Class 5, receiving blue ribbons today. Logan Schmidt, Thayer County. Karina Smirda, Howard County. Aubrey Jensen, Pierce County. Kyler Jones from Buffalo County. And Jackson Drews from Saunders County. In the purple ribbon group and returning for the semifinal drive, Emma Stahlbaumer, Custer County. Cadence Schrad, Antelope County. And Grant Miller from Cass County.
Well, again, another really good heat here, and I think probably just as close as any heat that we've had. I thought there were just a couple of little nitpicky things that separated the top few, and truthfully, I think you get some different people out here with maybe different styles or caught some different views. You could probably shake things up just a little bit, but once again, I just thought in terms of getting their cattle set up, walking them into it, their confidence, their awareness of where I'm at, making sure that they try to get the best view possible. Their cattle, to me, I thought they did a really, really good job of that. Again, just a couple of us maybe takes us a little bit longer to get our cattle set up. Maybe we need to work on feet placement in just a couple of different areas. Either we get them too offset, a little bit stretched out, left a hole in a few spots where we could have pulled up into. Those were a few of the criticisms I had of just a couple of our showmen out here. But again, doing a very, very good job. I'll be excited to see these three back in a little bit. If you would, one more time, let's congratulate our seniors here in this class.
And ribbon placings from Class 6 Senior Beef Showmanship. Receiving blue ribbons today, Jet Fogarty from Thurston County, Caden Tyen, Merritt County, Addison Stump, Custer County, Maddox Jones from Buffalo County, Sawyer Tegler from Antelope County, and Ella Platt from Cass County. In the purple ribbon division and returning for the second semifinal drive, Dirks Caspers from Johnson County, Grace Lavelle, Gage County, and Fiona Caven from Saunders County.
Well, another good heat that we have over here on the senior showmanship side. Again, very, very competitive. These three are going to come back again just in terms of consistency, feet placement, great ring awareness, and professionalism. I thought they did a really good job. Some of you guys have got some cattle that are wanting to fight you, and I feel for you guys that maybe get stuck in tough spots and corners. Those are hard to navigate sometimes, but that's something that I would encourage you to have a game plan on and kind of plan for worst case scenario. What are you going to do if you get stuck in a hole, if you get stuck in a corner? Make sure that you're ready to navigate those. I think that's where maybe a few of us got a little caught up. And then again, just a few peak placement things, making sure that you're not getting them too stretched out, they're too extreme in their spacing, things like that. But again, I thought these three did a great job. I'll be excited to see them back. All of our showmen out here, I'm proud of for coming out here. So if we would, let's congratulate all of our seniors in this class as they make their way on out.
And your ribbon placings from Class 7 Senior Beef Showmanship. Receiving blue ribbons today, Connor Pites, Lancaster County; Nolan Platt, Cass County; Chloe Neiman, Johnson County; Jacoby Caven, Saunders County; Peyton Niss, Greeley County; Kagan Whidden, Custer County; Olivia Corman, Morrill County; and Dayton Pullman from Gage County. Receiving purple ribbons and returning for the second semifinal drive, Trapper Wilcox from Antelope County, Marissa Helbush, Platte County, and Braxton Line from Buffalo County. Entering the ring now, we do have Class 8 Senior Beef Showmanship. Following this class, we will see our purple ribbon recipients from classes 5 through 8 for our second semifinal drive.
Well, again, another really, really good heat out here. Very competitive. But I do think these three hit me the hardest just in terms of the way they came out and got their cattle presented. I thought they made really strong first impressions and then it did a great job of maintaining that throughout the entirety of the heat, making sure they got their cattle in a good spot, set up well. If they needed to take a lap and make sure that they came back together and gave me a good look, they did. And so I really appreciated that about all three of these young ladies. Again, another very good division of showmen out here. If you would, let's congratulate all of our seniors here in this class. Doing a great job. We'll see them back in a little bit.
Placings from Class 8 Senior Showmanship. Receiving blue ribbons today, from Cass County, Landon Schroll. From Dakota County, Peyton Hermelbrock. Gentry Zwingman from Antelope County. Madeline Klug, Platte County. Paisley Musel, Buffalo County. And Zoe Wakefield from Washington County. Purple ribbon winners, and continuing on to our Senior Beef Showmanship semifinal Class 2. Kira Bremer, Nance County, Riley Codner from Hall County, and Julia Wolf from Saunders County. And again, entering the ring now, we have our showmanship semifinal drive. These would be our purple ribbon recipients from classes 5 through 8. They are competing to move on to our senior final round, where we will select our overall senior showman.
Well, again, very, very competitive, and I think we can continue to go and pull several, but I want to keep it conservative so when we get our semifinalists back at the end of the day, they've got room and they've got the chance to really get a good look out here. And I did think that these three young ladies, as we continue to study them, as they navigate the ring, they're the most consistent, they're quick, they've got great ring awareness, they probably know the tendencies of their cattle as good as anybody, and they do a great job of making sure that I got a good view of them through the class and through the semifinals. As we got out here, just a few of us got maybe covered up or in a few holes, need to angle a little bit differently when we get caught in some corners. So just a couple of little nitpicky things. But again, all of you guys are doing a tremendous job. If I was here and had cattle, I'd feel really good about sending in a calf with any one of you guys. But I did think the three young ladies over here just the most consistent. So once again, congratulations, all of our semifinalists here in our second division in senior showmanship. Be excited to see the three young ladies back later. Congratulations.
And returning to the final drive from the second semifinal round, from Nance County, Kiera Bremer. From Saunders County, Julia Wolf. And from Custer County, Emma Stahlbaumer. And we do have 16 classes in our senior showmanship division today. Class 9 is lining up right now at the gate. We will see another semifinal round following Class 12. Entering the ring now, we do have Class 9 senior showmanship. Again, Class 9 of 16 senior showmanship classes for today.
Well, again, really, really good heat out here. I think these three showmen, for me, surfaced pretty quickly, and I think they came in and made a really strong first impression, especially as we make the lap and come around. They're quick and they're confident. They do an awesome job of walking their cattle into getting set up and getting their feet set and knowing where I'm at all times. So I was very impressed with this set of showmen over here along the fence line. Again, all of you guys doing a really good job. Some of us just took a little bit longer. Some of us maybe we didn't get our feet quite perfect, but doing a really good job out here. If we would, let's congratulate another great class of senior showmen.
And results of Class 9 Senior Beef Showmanship. Receiving blue ribbons today, John Zwingman, Antelope County, Riley Hermelbrock, Dakota County, Rainey Olson, Garden County, Austin Yoakum, Hall County, and Jack Mallender, Nance County. Receiving purple ribbons and returning to the next semifinal round, Camden Anderson, Scottsbluff County, Haley Schroeder, Platte County, and Hadley Dunklow from Wayne County. Mr. Don Peterson, if you could come to the sheep arena. Mr. Don Peterson, if you would come to the sheep arena, please.
Well, again, really good heat that we've got out here. Again, just in terms of consistency, feet placement, walking their cattle into it, even though the young man's heifer is just a little bit jumpy out here, he does a good job of handling her and handling her kind of attitude and quirks that she's got. But I thought they did a good job, just the most consistent, made a strong first impression. A lot of you guys have some cattle that kind of want to fight you just a little bit, and I know how frustrating that is, especially on some of these bigger heifers, bigger steers. It can be a little bit hard to stay in control, but I just encourage you guys to keep working on that, work on your spacing, maybe try to not get too close or too far apart when we get pulled into the fence over here. But you guys are all doing a great job. Congratulations to our two we'll see back here in a little bit in our semifinals. Congratulations, great group of seniors.
These kids a nice round of applause as they exit.
Ribbon results from Senior Beef Showmanship Class 10. Receiving blue ribbons today, Kinley Schmalley, Wayne County, Zephyr Mowinkle from Hall County, Annalyn Beach, Otoe County, Mia Lyons from Dakota County, Tally Travernick from Scottsbluff County, and Caton Zwingman from Antelope County. Receiving purple ribbons today, Hudson Reimers from Lancaster County and Rihanna Bacon from Burt County. This is Senior Showmanship Class 11 circling the ring. Senior Showmanship Class 11 is in the ring. We will break for another semifinal round following the next class. Again, we'll have our next semifinals following Class 12.
Well, another good class of senior showmen that we've got over here on our side. The three behind me are going to come back. Again, I thought very, very competitive and very consistent in terms of their feet placement, getting their cattle set up and giving me a good view. I talked to the young lady with the red brock out here. She was kind of right on the bubble for me. Again, really good group. Congratulations, all of these exhibitors. These three will come back in just a little bit.
And results of Class 11 Senior Beef Showmanship. Receiving blue ribbons today: Kyle Kavanaugh, Otoe County; Caitlin Evans, Gosper County; Kendall Renow, Hall County; Bo Thompson, Dakota County; Kelsey Amos, Lincoln County; Ty Sievers, Wayne County; Cheyenne Dawson, Cherry County; and Aubrey Peterson from Polk County. Receiving purple ribbons and continuing on to the next semifinal drive: Carly Coulterman, Seward County; Brody Wisey, Platte County; and Brielle Benish from Boone County. Entering the ring now, we have Class 12 Senior Showmanship. We will be taking our next semifinal heat following this class. That will be our purple ribbon winners from classes 9 through 12.
Well, again, another good class of senior showmen out here. I thought these two did the best job, the quickest, most consistent job getting their cattle set up. There were several of you that were right on the edge for me. A couple of your calves didn't want to cooperate, maybe took you just a little bit longer to get your cattle set up a couple of times. But I thought you guys all did a very good job. Again, trying to be somewhat conservative on our pull. So that way, I really think the ones that stand out as our top showmen get a good look whenever you guys come back. And I thought these two ladies deserve that. So once again, really great set of senior showmen out here. If you would, let's congratulate all of them doing a great job.
And results from Class 12 Senior Beef Showmanship. Receiving blue ribbons today, Gage Thompson, Dakota County, Georgia Johnson, Burt County, Braylon Peterson, Polk County, William Jansen, Oto County, and Zaya Anson from Hamilton County. Receiving purple ribbons and returning for this senior semifinal drive, Bristol Bushkow, Webster County, and Aubrey High from Gosper County. Currently entering the ring, we have our purple ribbon winners from classes 9 through 12 in the senior division for this third semifinal drive in the senior division.
Well, an awesome group of seniors that we have over here, and man, really, really deep waters. As they came back in, I knew I really had my work cut out for me this time, and I wasn't quite as conservative and pulled 5 out of here because I thought as we worked through them, I thought any one of these 5 are going to have a shot as we get into our senior overall drive later, and they deserve that. Some of us were right on the bubble, and maybe it took us just a second longer in a few spots to get our feet set, maybe to fill that gap in front of us. You guys are doing a very, very good job, and it took a lot of skill to make it back out here in this semifinals, probably as deep of a group as we've seen so far today. So I want to congratulate each and every single one of you. You're doing a great, great job. I'll be excited to see those 5 back in a little bit. Congratulations to them.
And results from your semifinal round in the senior division. Returning to the finals, Rihanna Bacon, Burt County. Aubrey High, Gosper County. Camden Anderson, Scottsbluff County. Hadley Dunklau, Wayne County. And Carly Coulterman from Seward County. Currently in the ring, we have Class 13 Senior Showmanship. We do have 16 classes in the senior division today. We will be taking another break for semifinals following Class 16 before we bring our finalists back to the ring.
Well, another good group of seniors as we work into our final big division here. Several more classes to go before we get to our semifinals. But again, just keep coming with a really good showman and challenging myself to keep our initial polls kind of small out here. I thought these three hit me the hardest as they came in and did the best job of staying consistent throughout the heat, navigating different decisions and making sure they were giving me a good view of their cattle. There were several of us that were right on the bubble, maybe a couple little things. Feet placement weren't 100%, just little nitpicky things that took just a shot longer, I thought, than these three showmen did right behind me. So we'll see them back here in a little bit for our semifinals. If you would, give these kiddos a big round of applause. They're all doing a very good job.
And ribbon placings from Class 13 Senior Beef Showmanship. Receiving blue ribbons today, Aslan Jensen, Hamilton County; Gracie Clausen, Burt County; Camille Carr, Webster County; Adley Hawk, Gosper County; and Kendall R. Selman from Dawes County. In your purple ribbon group and returning for the semifinal round, Coy Robinson from Lincoln County, Laurel Moore, Clay County, and Tinley Luby from Seward County.
Well, a smaller class, a senior showman over here, and all guys. So we've had pretty girl-dominant classes so far, so the guys scared away the girls this time. You guys are doing a good job. I thought the two that are over here along the fence line were at the front of the line. Again, just the most consistent. I thought they probably made the strongest first impression when they came in and got their cattle set up and their ring awareness right off the bat. And then I thought did the best job of maintaining that throughout the heat. So another good set, 5 really, really good showmen out here. Congratulations to each of them. We'll see those two back here in a little bit for the semifinals.
Senior Showmanship Class 14 results. Receiving blue ribbons today, Corbin Beningo, Box Butte County, Garrett Graham, Colfax County, and Eli Monty from Gosper County. Returning to your semifinal heat, Garrett Tolman from Dawes County. He receives a purple, as does Carson Brooks from Odo County. Currently entering the ring, we have our senior class 15 showmanship. We do have 16 total classes of seniors today. We will have another semifinal round following class 16 and bring all of the finalists back to select your overall top senior showman.
Well, good job out here. Another great set of senior showmen, and again, very, very competitive. I thought these three probably also hit me with the most confidence out here and knowing what they were going to do when they got out here and having a plan and being confident in their skill and their abilities. There was a few of you that maybe seemed just a little uncertain from time to time about where you were going, what you needed to do in that exact moment. So it took you just a second longer to really get set and get comfortable. And a couple of us, our cattle just want to fall apart just a little bit the longer they get out here. But really a good set of senior showmen. These three, the most consistent, hit me the hardest on initial impression and maintain that the best throughout the heat. So if you would, let's congratulate them. All of you guys are doing a great job. We'll see them back here in just a little bit.
And ribbon placings from Class 14, Senior Beef Showmanship. Receiving blue ribbons today, Addison Hareen, Kearney County. Carter Trambly, Webster County. Piper Monty, Gosper County. Ava Myers from Hamilton County. And Kendall Castle from Saline County. Receiving purple ribbons and returning for the final semifinal heat, Megan Lassen, Dawson County. Tate Smith, Box Butte County. And Sydney Jenkins from Kearney County. Currently in the ring, Class 16 Senior Beef Showmanship. This is Class 16 out of 16 classes today. Following this class, we will have our third semifinal drive, and after that, we will select our top senior showman from the finalists selected throughout the day.
Well, a good set. I believe this is our final class of senior showmen over here. And man, you guys were really good all the way through from the first class to the final. When we came in this morning, I wasn't sure how many showmen we were having compete in showmanship. And it's awesome to see such a big turnout and so many of our seniors that want to come out here and compete and showcase what they've learned, their experience throughout their career. And I know that not all of them are all the way done. There was some showmen out here that still look pretty young to me, look like they had several more years, but you guys all did a very, very good job. Again, as we get down to our final class, the three young ladies along the fence line, I thought just the most consistent out here, even though maybe their cattle weren't wanting to cooperate perfectly with them at the end of the class there. I just thought they made the strongest first impression. Thought they were probably the quickest and the closest on getting their cattle set up 100%. So be excited to see them back here in just a second for our semifinals. If you would, let's congratulate our final class of senior showmen. Did a really good job all the way through.
And ribbon placings in our final class of senior beef showmanship today. Receiving blue ribbons, Becca Sheets from Lincoln County, Grady Schultz, Gosper County, Tanner Ahrens, Cass County, Cora Reidenauer from Dixon County, and Adeline Cisco from Pawnee County. Receiving purple ribbons and returning for the third semifinal heat, Roslyn Wills, Box Butte County, McKinley Stoller, Hayes County, and Corey Kirsten from Sarpy County. And currently entering the ring, our semifinal Heat 4 for the senior division. These would be your purple ribbon winners from classes 13 through 16. Immediately following this semifinal, we'll bring back our finalists and select our top 5 overall showmen for the Nebraska State Fair.
Man, super tough all the way through here in our final semifinals. These four did an awesome job, and there's several showmen out here that are doing a really, really good job. And if I had them, if I was their family or their breeder that sent them in with calves, I'd be really proud of the skill that they have. They're really good, and it took a lot of skill, a lot of experience, obviously, to make it back out here. These four, probably their style suits me the best. They're really natural in the way they walk their cattle into it. It's all very comfortable, and it flows really, really well with them, and probably had the hardest time picking major holes in them. So I thought those four really made a strong first impression on me and did a great job of maintaining that, and so that's why we're going to get to see them back here. Nothing to take away from you guys, though, because you guys all did a very, very good job. I'd feel really confident sending you guys in on a calf of my own. So I want to congratulate all of you guys that made it back here in our final semifinals, and good luck to our four that'll be back here in just a second for our overall senior showmanship drive. But congratulations again. Good job to all of our semifinalists.
And congratulations to our finalists from our final semifinal heat in the senior division. Returning to the final drive, McKinley Stoller from Hayes County, Roslyn Wills, Box Butte County, Tinley Luby from Seward County, and Laurel Moore from Clay County.
Lady in the front, I think it was a really tough decision. I think overall, maybe we just were a little bit slower to the draw on getting our heifers set up when we're pulling them into place. But the way you have her looking right now is absolutely incredible. I commend you on a job well done. Let's give these kids a nice round of applause as they head back.
And currently, we have our top senior showman entering the ring. This is the final drive in our senior showmanship division for the 4-H weekend of the Nebraska State Fair. And as our finalists are making their way around the ring, we'd like to say a few thank yous. Our superintendent in the beef division is Jill Lingard, and we thank her. She's an extension professor from the Nebraska State 4-H office. Assistant Superintendents, Maddie Prasowski, Extension Educators, Central 4 Counties, Tessa Reese, Extension Educator, Dawes and Sioux Counties, and Caitlin Kennedy, Extension Educator in Richardson County. We'd like to thank Hometown Innovation Spas for their support of the Nebraska 4-H Beef Show. Home Innovation Spas is celebrating their 36th year of business, serving the entire state of Nebraska. They have 2 large displays here at the fair, one inside and one outside, and make sure to take advantage of their annual state fair pricing on all hot tubs, swim spas, saunas, and cold plunge tubs. Good luck to everyone from Hometown Innovation Spas. The sponsor for the 4-H Showmanship Awards is Farm Credit Services of America. This includes medals for each of the top 3 showmen in each division. Don Peterson Auctioneers, with Don Peterson here ringside, also sponsors a first place plaque to the junior, intermediate, and senior showmanship winners, and belt buckles for the top showmen in each division are sponsored by the 1868 State Fair Foundation. In the senior division, the Tyler Bennett family of Beamer, Nebraska also sponsors a showmanship plaque and a special gift to the top senior showman in memory of Tyler, who was killed in a vehicle accident during his freshman year of college. Tyler, a former 4-H member, was the recipient of the 2011 Senior Showmanship Award. Congratulations to all of our finalists today, and good job to all the seniors that represented Nebraska so well in our senior showmanship division. We'd also like to thank everyone who's helping with the show today. At check-in, we have Sarah Fanning, the Extension Educator in Dawson and Custer counties, and Jamie Ankrum, the Extension Assistant in Richardson County. Our blow and go checkers today, Carrie Abel from the Extension Assistant in Knox County, and Danny Forrester, the Extension Instructor Educator in Keith Arthur counties. Our gate help for Ring 1 is Aaron Schultz from Saunders County. He is a volunteer there. And Ring 2 is Extension Educator Steve Pritchard from Antelope, Boone, and Nance counties. Arena stewards and ribbons today. In ring 1, Sydney Williams, extension assistant in Thurston County. Sarah Vasquez, volunteer, Dawes County. And Deb Van Overbeck, animal science department chair, University of Nebraska, Lincoln. Here in ring 2, Era Schweiskow, State 4-H office, support staff. Did you like that? Sorry. Jennifer Ostendorf, Extension Office Manager in Howard County. And all ring help is the University of Nebraska Livestock Judging Team. Data entry, Michaela Berg, Program Coordinator, Nebraska State 4-H Office. And Tracy Prachel, Extension Educator, Nebraska State 4-H Office. And Paige Peterson, Extension Associate, Nebraska State 4-H Office and Extension Dean's Office. Thank you to everyone behind the scenes. And thank you to all parents and supporters who made sure all of these seniors were able to come today, compete, and do such an outstanding job.
Well, a fantastic lineup that we have over here on the senior side. If you would, we've got an awesome crowd. These are all of our finalists in our senior drive. Give them a great big round of applause. I'm not really sure how many senior showmen we had, but it was a lot. We had 16 classes, and most of those classes were pretty full. So you guys had to make it through class semifinals to make it back out here, and that was really, really tough. So making it out here into this drive is a big accomplishment in and of itself. And I know we've got other shows to get to today and tomorrow, and I'll be rooting for every single one of you guys and the ones that came through in class, through semifinals. I'm rooting for all of you guys, and so I just want to congratulate you on making it back out here, especially at the senior level. We're getting to splitting hairs just a little bit out here on such a deep level. You guys have had lots of years of experience. You've worked with different kinds of cattle that have different attitudes. Some are more fun than others. Trust me, I've been there as well. But you guys have done an awesome job, and it's very evident how much time and work that you've put into your projects at home. So that way, when you came here to your state fair, you were ready to give 110%. That's very evident. You guys should be very, very proud of yourselves, regardless of how the finalists and how things shake out. That's a big accomplishment to be out here. So I want to thank you guys for letting me work through our senior showmen. That is such a big honor, and I know it's something that a lot of our young people really work towards, is being just as competitive as they can in showmanship, and being able to come out here and hopefully get a piece of their division, win their division. That's a big accomplishment. You guys are all very, very deserving to be out here. So I'm going to put this down. We've got several showmen that have hit me very hard as they came through class and semifinals. Something I talked a lot about was first impressions and then consistency from there on out. And I mentioned, I think the best showmen draw all the attention to their cattle, not necessarily themselves, because they do such a good job of giving me a good view of their project. So with that, I'll put this down. We're going to get you a top 5 out here in your senior showman, first through 5th. But if you would, congratulate these exhibitors one more time, and we'll get your top 5.
Just being the really natural, collected showmen that are able to move their cattle in transition pretty well. Young man up front who I pulled first, he's commanding a large heifer, and without a doubt, he's doing an extremely good job of getting her set up. I know when I was younger, I was never the biggest kid of my class by any stretch of the imagination. But at the same time, whenever I had bigger heifers, I understood I needed to work with them. The young man up front's definitely doing his part in that. Again, a great group of kids that are being left out here. Maybe we could just tweak a few things as far as feet placement, whether their heifers are being a little stretched out or not. But again, a really good group of intermediates here. Let's give them a nice round of applause.
And congratulations to our top 5 showmen. In 5th place today, Coy Robinson from Lincoln County. In 4th place, Aubrey High from Gosper County. 3rd place goes to Kiera Bremer from Nance County. 2nd place to Hadley Dunklau, and happy birthday, and Hadley is from Wayne County. And your top senior showman goes to Tinley Luby from Seward County. Congratulations.